Welcome to your weekly motivation power talk with Mr. Smiles. Good morning, Mr. Smiles. How you
Hi,
doing
Alicia.
today?
Good morning. How are you? I'm fired up. I'm so excited. Look at that colorful shirt.
I know we both got colorful shirts on
I
today.
know it's early morning here in California, near to San Francisco, and you are in Texas. And,
Mhm.
I mean, we love this morning time to squeeze in some time to talk about some great topics. What's the topic today?
Yes. Well, and this is something that a lot of people struggle with, and that's confidence. It's
Oh,
confidence and
yes,
having the confidence, especially this is not only about personal life, but this is in business,
yes.
especially in your business, in the syndication business, having the confidence to go out there and get investors and go, because there's so many moving pieces. So confidence is something I know that you're good at. So I thought that would be a great subject to talk about today. So I think it's pretty important, but how important do you think confidence, a person, I guess, portrays their confidence and is confident in themselves? How important do you think that is to their life success?
I would say it's very, very important, very, very important. And it doesn't come overnight. I mean, we have to work at it. We have to do certain activities and have
Mm-hmm.
formed the habits and all those, see, the confidence is believing in yourself, feeling comfortable who you true are, your true self, and knowing you have the self-worth. Confidence and self-worth
Yeah.
kind of go together. And if you're confident, people believe in you. They really, start believing in you. Confidence is attractive. When people say,
Yeah.
oh, you are confident, you mean people like you. It brings success to your business, by the
Yep.
way. So we'll talk about today not being confident and being confident, and how it can really propel you to grow your business. And
How it can hurt you and propel you.
exactly, exactly, and it helps you to connect well with others. See, that's the
It does.
other part. The more confident you are, more happier you are, kind of way, and you are empowered. I feel like, when you're
Mhm.
confident, you feel so good that you are able to communicate with other people with really nicely, with enthusiasm, with
Mhm.
confidence, and things like that.
No, I completely agree. I completely agree. So do you ever find there's people like me who might be a little bit overconfident?
Hey, guess what? I say to myself, I'm confident, but many times I'm not confident either,
Yeah.
because the best of the best of the best leaders can be having situations that they are not confident in, really.
Yes.
It
Yes.
depends what's going through, what situation we are dealing
Yeah,
with.
what the situation is about, because that's true. Because like I can be extremely overconfident when it comes to sales and marketing and business.
Yes.
When it comes to other things, like I'm not the cuddle type. I'm not the fuzzy warm type. You
Sure.
know what I mean? I'm a little bit more blunt and a little bit more rigid. I
Mhm.
I don't want to say rigid. Rigid sounds good. Um, but so I'm not confident that I give enough attention. You know what I
Yes.
mean, and stuff like that. So I guess it definitely depends on what subject matter we're talking about. So
No,
about the overconfidence part, do you think there's ways to teach somebody not to be overconfident, or is there like a threshold, or where's your advice on that?
definitely. I would say that, as human beings, right?
Mm-hmm.
We definitely are product of the situation. We
Mm-hmm.
really are. How we grow up less confident, more confident, as I say in the book on positivity and other talks I've given. When we are born, right, we have no fear,
Yeah,
right? And when we have no fear, that means confident. When lesser the fear, more confident you are. Lesser the negativity in your life, more confident you are.
for
More
sure.
less worries you have in your life, more confident you are. So as the child grows up, they have boundless energy. They
Oh, I
could,
know.
I know you have fun, mine are grown up now. But the thing is, it's the fear, the despair, the worries, the negativity, doubt, pessimism that brings down our confidence. And that's how, when we grow up and more we get into the world, and more mom and dad tell us not to do this and not to
Yeah.
do that and all that stuff, right? So that brings down the confidence, actually, if you think about it. And
Hmm.
as we grow into junior high, high school, college, like that, we have to work and train ourselves to tell ourselves, that I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm doing this good. I'm doing that good. I'm good in studies. I'm good in sports. I could smile better. I could laugh. So those things bring confidence. Hold on. So, what are the things that bring confidence in our life? These
Yes.
are the positive reinforcements we get from other people and around us, and that start building our confidence up.
That actually just rolled me right into the next question, which is if somebody's lacking confidence and they
Oh
maybe
yeah.
they don't have the sphere of influence that we're lucky to have around us, and they don't have many people giving them a pat on the butt every time they're doing something to make them more confident, or complimenting them, or they're at work and the boss is just a what, and you don't want, and they never give you anything to make you feel like you're doing a good job. How would you tell somebody to work on their confidence if they don't have that circle of influence around them?
Good point. Very good point. I think that's a very factual situation. I would say that definitely confidence comes by knowing your material well. I always think that way. When I was giving presentations, let me
Okay.
explain what I mean. I was shivering. My first presentation I gave to 35 people, and I was not confident, really, Alicia. I had 3x5 cards. I literally remember that day. It's 40 some years back. But I remember the table in the front, and they were these 35 people, and I didn't know what I'm going to speak on. I rehearsed and rehearsed, but I put on 3x5 cards. I said, I don't want to be, just blah, and, that I just freeze in front of somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So those things happen, right? The biggest fear for anybody, they say fear of height and fear of speaking in front of a group.
Yes,
Those are the two
that's
big fears.
me.
So
I'm not afraid of heights, but I'm afraid of speaking in front
yeah,
of people,
so
even if it's my own team.
I know, look at that. See, so that's something we can really work on. And that comes with learning the material, what you're going to communicate, what you're going to talk about. So one can feel more confident at work. Hold on. That's what you asked me, right?
Yeah.
How can you be more confident to really immerse yourself into your job description, into what you are trying to accomplish, so that the more you are able to learn and act and perform, because if our mind is not into this project, let's say we are doing a project, we
Yeah.
got to figure it out. Am I lacking training? Am
Hmm.
I lacking morale? Am I lacking enthusiasm? Am I not liking what my boss is telling me to do? Or things like that, right? So once we get out of the comfort zone, hold on. Now, that's something also, because we are all in our comfort zones. We feel the best in our comfort zones.
Yeah.
But when we are outside our comfort zone, that's when we feel less confident.
Yep. Yes. Yes. Yes.
you know
I completely agree.
and then also let's talk about confidence is something that comes with our thoughts, with our process, and our feeling self-worth and
Mhm.
self-confidence, I would say. There is the word confidence, there is then self-confidence, right?
Mhm.
Or other people, we say, look around us, we say, oh my gosh, that's a great leader because he's confident,
Yeah.
because he's practiced the art of making sure that he knows what he's talking about and communicating, and happiness and something, and smiling and gesture, all those things, right? A person is confident. Only way we could tell a person is confident is when we interact with that person, or the demeanor, the
Yeah.
way they posture,
Yeah.
right?
That's like if you sit like this,
Yeah,
you're like,
slouching. If somebody's slouching, that person is not that confident, right? But
mhm.
if you are really dressed well, dressed for success, we call it, right?
Mhm.
And you smile when you mean, and things like that. And some people say, you know what? That person is so confident because when you interact with that person in the board meetings, or, in the, even, let's just make sure you're just talking about your A class apartment we were
Mhm.
discussing, right? So when you go there in that office, leasing office,
Yeah.
you can feel, you could touch, you can just say that person is confident, that person is not,
Yep.
with the demeanor they bring, right?
I met a bunch of them last night at the Christmas party.
Ah, you did, yeah. See, in our walks of life, we meet so many people who are confident,
Uh-huh.
and we meet so many people who are not confident.
Yeah.
And there is a variation degree, right? The
Yeah.
biggest thing is, in my mind, in my thinking, is when I'm more confident, when I know what I'm talking about,
Mhm.
when I know what I want to communicate to the investor, or to the client, or a vendor, or a contractor, or my team member, right? Or my vice president, things like that, right? So
Yeah.
the more you prepare what you're going to speak about, it brings confidence.
Yes.
It's we are not confident when we are living our life on the edge, and
Mhm.
not really thinking through what's going through
Not
our
being
life.
prepared.
Yeah, not being prepared. You got it. You got it.
Yeah.
Not being prepared will make us less confidence, and
Yes.
less confident. And the other part is the self-worth. Let's talk about that, because self-worth, self-confidence is same thing. How you feel, what you're doing right now,
Mhm.
how much that time is worth to you, or
Mhm.
what it's bringing to your family, and so forth. So self-worth is also very much related to self-confidence.
I agree. I agree. I think we're going to be doing a podcast about that very soon. But so I guess my next question would be for you is,
Mhm.
I mean, I would assume that you surround yourself with, a, a good group of people that
Yes.
help you be confident. So how important is it, to surround yourself with other people who are confident and who are, they have that self-worth and that oomph behind them? How important that is that to you in your business?
For sure, for sure. I would say definitely, when we have made a decision that we want to be more confident, we have
Mhm.
to visualize, right? I mean, I talk about affirmations all the time in
Mhm.
3x5 cards. That's who I am. And I don't do it now because it's ingrained in my mind, my goals and my thinking and everything. But I used to have 3x5 cards, and I'll write down, I'm this person right now because I'm doing this, right? And you
Mhm.
write it bold, and you put it near to the mirror right there when you're
Yep,
getting up,
I've done it.
next to the bedroom, and the nightstand. You put
First thing
that
you see when you
in
wake
the
up in the
car.
morning.
I always had, tape, and put it on the dashboard, my affirmations, because
That's hardcore.
it's amazing. More, I believed in those things because the more we remind ourselves who we want to become in the future, we will become that person. See, so
Yeah.
visualizing ourselves, what we want to become, our mind can conceive and believe, then it can achieve. I believe in that, right? Napoleon Hill said that. I learned a lot from the big mentors, right?
Yeah.
And then affirm ourselves. That's the big part. You got to make sure that I want to be confident. And by saying that, you're thinking, your subconscious and conscious mind, those are the two, left and right, they
Mhm.
will get going on it, and you will start becoming that person, by the way, you
I
know
love it. So
so
how, I'm sorry, go ahead.
no,
I
no,
was
no.
writing a
The
note.
thing is, we actually tend to behave in accordance with our own self-image. See, the thing is, we got to bring ourselves into saying that I am that confident person.
Hmm.
So if we are not, just like your question was, right? If we are
Hmm.
not, we got to start thinking and putting ourselves in a shoe. And Tony Robbins taught us all, we only do the things that give us pleasure. We
Hmm.
try to go away from the things that give us pain,
Yeah.
right? So we need to make up our mind that I want to be more confident, because by being confident, my business is going to increase, my investors are going to like me better, my family, my children, I mean, as a leader, because children's look at you,
Yes.
hear everything.
They
They
do.
they are.
I heard my daughter repeat me the other day. I was like, oh no.
See, see, I mean, that's so true, and by knowing that, be cognizant of that what actions we are doing in our family, to our children, to our wife, spouse, to brother, sister, our parents, like that, the feelings we give to our team members, the feelings we give to our boss, and so forth. I really believe, and I have lived with that notion, that in the universe, the more positive energy we send out, the more positive we are, more air of confidence we send out, we'll get more back of the same thing. Law of attraction and
Yeah.
other stuff we talk about. So you could change yourself if you want to. See, that's where it boils down to that. You can be more confident if you want to, but you got to work on it,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
I
Yeah,
also,
you have to work on it.
you have to work on it. The reason is, I also mentioned that, you know in my teachings, also in my academy, I say join a Toastmaster group.
Yeah.
Toastmaster group is amazing group, international group, that teaches you to be more confident, by the way.
See, I may need to sign up because I cannot speak in public.
You should do it. I'm telling you, anybody listening to me, guys, if you want to grow with very little money, I mean, I don't know how much, but it used to be $40 or so to enroll. And
Yeah.
it's morning time or evening time and lunchtime. They have 1 hour meetings, I think, usually. I don't belong to it right now, but in Danville, California, I used to get trophies and this and that. And that teaches you so much to be confident,
Yeah.
really. Because if you're able to speak to 4 or 5 people in a small room, and then you're able to see yourself how to talk with confidence, with eyes, and with your hand gestures and
Handshake
your voice.
handshake and your voice and
Exactly.
projection.
Yes, yes.
Always. Yes.
Many times it scares us, right?
Yeah.
It scares us. But the thing is, I find, to be confident, do the thing that scares you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, because you got it, unless it's dangerous.
I know. Yeah, no, 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 not the
Unless
day.
it's
Don't
dangerous.
fall off
But
the
yes, because
rope
if
or
you
anything.
do put
Yeah,
yourself out there and, do the things
surely.
that scare you, then you'll be able to, to get your own confidence and not leaning on somebody else for it so much.
See, the biggest thing is that we need to also think that if you are scared of something, maybe a lot of other people are too. See, that's the
Yep.
thing. We are humans, right? I mean, I believe that from Adam and Eve, we are all alike to be truthful. The people who are a little bit more confident have practiced some activities and behaviors and thinking that it
Mhm.
has made them more powerful and more confident. And that's how we go back by taking good education, right? Why do we go to school? To become more confident, because it's teaching us certain laws of life and certain laws of mathematics and physics and so forth, and general knowledge. When we read things, why are we so confident? Or we go into sports, right? I mean, somebody is born with great muscles, but then a lot of people, through practice and
Mhm.
through doing lots and lots of variations, they're able to teach themselves to become the best football player or the basketball player, right? Or the soccer player. So the
Yeah.
thing is, a lot of these things that we learn as skills and experiences make us more confident.
No, I completely agree with that. You actually touched on something a little bit earlier, and I want to kind of go back into it. And
Sure.
it's the importance of being confident in your marriage
Yes,
and
yes,
around your family.
yes.
I mean, I know it's important, but
Very, very.
I mean, and I know it's important for you. You have a very good, sound family, and so I know you get confidence from them. But if somebody was lacking that confidence because, they're not surrounded by the right people and they don't, and their families no help to them or their spouse or their children or whatever the case may be,
Yes.
what would you tell them to do?
That's a good point. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Alicia, we will be celebrating, my wife, Kanchan, and I, 40th anniversary, 40.
Oh,
Next year, 40th anniversary.
oh my
So
goodness.
excited, so excited.
What
In
are you
this,
guys gonna do?
oh my God, we're going to elope to, I think it's Portugal, I think, and go
Nice.
to also Morocco, I think. We are just discussing yesterday. We are taking 3 trips next year. So
Nice.
we'll be kind of going to different, we are going to Amazon also, Ecuador, and Galapagos there. And then
Just
we are
remember I fit in
going to
luggage.
Budapest
Arms
and
small.
thank you. I know, I know, I know. We love to travel. She loves to travel, and I love to travel and things like that. And this stage of our life, we are very, very contented and so forth. But you're right. The thing is, let's talk about that. Why we are who we are. My wife and I have so much love and affection, and we don't fight that much. I mean, maybe we might fight once a year. Oh my gosh, you
Well,
know.
I mean, after 40 years, I think you got all your fighting done with.
I know, I know. But let's talk about it. See, the thing is, the union of marriage, what you're saying, in our Hindu culture, even though now it's shifting away, I think the more divorces happen in India also. See, I came here 42 years back, right? 42, 43 years back. So always in my mind, it has always been that when you marry
That's
for
it.
life, right? No matter what. And that's how the vows we take, right? But due to friction, due to uh, different things happen in life,
Yeah.
and things happen, and I mean, the, things hit the ceiling, as we say, right? And sometimes there are compromises, there are things that we can take care of, sometimes we don't, and that's when divorces happen. And then it's better to split apart, because the thing is, the human life is only one life, right?
Yeah.
And you cannot really be suppressed, depressed, and emotionally challenged and beaten to stay in some marriage, right? So the thing is, what I find, how can we bring harmony in the marriage, is to understand and respect. See, those are the two things which have really stayed in my life. When my parents, they never got divorced,
Listening.
and my wife's parents and everybody, and we know a lot of people in our family never, they've grown up and all, and no divorces. So the thing is, it's the mentality, it's the demeanor of respect. Many times people say marriage is 50-50,
Yeah.
but I say marriage is 100-100. Ha ha.
Yep. Yeah. No, I
you
agree.
know,
I completely agree with that.
isn't that true? Isn't that true? See, the thing is, the happy marriage is because we give all we got, with everything happening in our life, with business and travels and all the things we do, and we get beaten up and everything, right? But we got to give 100% as best as we can to our marriage, because that's where both the partners have to give 100% to make it intact and have that rope. It says the rope can be small when you get married, right?
Yeah.
But then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, thicker rope, and this rope, and now this rope. Now at 40 years, we have such a
I was
big
like, you got a big rope.
so we are, till we die, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. It really is.
So,
So
but what if somebody doesn't have that situation that you were blessed to have?
yeah, that's it.
They don't have it, so they don't feel confident. They don't feel like they can leave, and they don't feel like they can change their situation because, they've been beat up so much that they don't have any confidence. What would your suggestion be to help them boost their confidence to be able to make major decisions and decide what they want and be happy?
Good point. Very good point, Alicia. I would say definitely, one has to see where they are, and you can only get beaten down so much, right? And I really believe in that this life is so short. Like I say in the books and my podcast, in the, dinosaur years, right? If we put that on a timeline of billions of years, millions of years, then 70 years or 100 years we live, that is not even on the timeline, I'm telling you. So
It's
this
like a period at the end of a sentence. It's
life
not
is
that
so
big.
trivial. It's so trivial in the galaxy, in the timeline. It's just a dot, such a small pin, small dot. So what I'm trying to say is that to make your life as meaningful as you were born to come here in this world, you got to take steps in life. If you are not happy, I think, and you have given your best, see, that's important, right? You got to give in your best, and
Yeah.
you got to understand, you got to forgive, you got to do all that. But if that other person, the mate, is not behaving or changing or things like that, you got to cut the rope. You got to cut the
Yeah.
rope, because you cannot live your life in depression. You cannot
Hmm.
live your life the way it's mentally challenging and emotionally, bringing you down, and you got the high blood pressure, and you got the, low whatever, or diabetes and all that stuff. There's so many different diseases,
No,
right?
stress and
Oh,
depression
stress.
can make you sick and physically. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
So
exactly.
I agree with that.
I
But
would
me,
say
I'm sorry.
you got to get out of it, really.
Yeah.
And then you heal yourself. And the good part is, see, I've seen people in the 80s finding a life partner. I really believe having a companion in life is important. I really believe that. I think because what we go through, ourselves, I think we go much better when we have meeting of mind and things like that. And I'm sure, anybody listening to us,
Mhm.
they uh, again, it depends, what situation they are in. But the big thing is to take a look at where you are at, and look for what's needed, what's needed for your mental strength, what's needed for your health and your body, and the people around you and your family, and find companion, I think, is the right way. I'm not a scholar. I'm not, any doctor or anything like that. I want to claim that a disclaimer I want to put in, but that's how I believe,
Well,
that
it
this
broke
life
up
is
for
so
just
short.
a second. So if you could repeat that, because it broke up. You
Oh,
broke
it
up.
did break
It
up. I
did.
know.
It
Yeah.
skipped on
And
me a little bit.
Aiden, if you could kind of cut it and then paste it. So what happened was, the thing is, Alicia, you have to really see that this life, I also believe, if we are going through a divorce or we are losing somebody in our family, God forbid, God has written it that way. I mean, if we can just understand what is happening in our life is very little because of us, but
Mhm.
lot more because what the Almighty God. I know some people are religious, some are not. I grew up in the family which was very religious and
Me
so
too.
forth, and I still pray and chant, and we do yoga and everything in the miracle morning, and I believe in the powers of the gods. But
Mhm.
there is an Almighty God. It could be Christ, it could be Muhammad, it could be our Indian gods, kind of like that. Or
Mhm.
even if we don't believe in God, there is some force
There's
behind.
something because we
Isn't
came
that
from
true?
somewhere.
Somewhere, right? Who makes us see who are we? We are nothing. If our soul, if we die tomorrow, our body, this body is just very little. I mean, if my hand doesn't work, and when we die, we don't even keep that body for a few days. Look
Yep.
at that. People who love you all around you for life, when you die, they just say, let's burn the body, like in our culture, right? Cremate it or bury them in
Mhm.
many, many cultures, right? So the thing is, it's the soul, it's the mind, it's who we are, is the fire within us, right? So we want to really take care of our body like a temple.
Yeah.
I was writing in this actually in my book, Positivity Brings
Yeah.
Profitability. And I was just thinking, why, how can I bring expression of being nice and positive to your body? Because we worship the temples, we worship in churches, we worship our gods, but God is, we say it's ever present, right? In
Yeah.
our, we say we are human, we are God, we are everybody. So why don't we respect our body?
True. I completely agree. So you know me, I always like for my piece of advice. So here is the time. What are, I guess, give me three different things that you would give advice on somebody who needs to increase their confidence, whether it be at home, work, or family, friends, wherever it may be. Give me three different like tools that they could use to start building their confidence and to become take responsibility, become a better person.
Good point. Alicia, I would say definitely live in the present. What I mean by that is that if you're less confident, live in the present, understand that, right? And then say to yourself, okay, I am going to change that behavior. So, first is analyzing, right? It's a very common thing. You got to first believe that you're less confident, and in what facet you're less confident, right? Second step would be to change the thoughts, and then you write it out, or in your mind you figure it out, what do I need to do to be more confident, right? And
Mhm.
that is to face the fear, maybe, to clean up ourselves in our thinking, I could say. And then third thing is to take baby steps. You got to take baby steps. You cannot be confident overnight. It will not happen overnight, promise me. You will believe that. But the thing is, the more you are getting and you're interacting, you are behaving, your behavior will make you more confident, and then that will superimpose your subconscious, and you will look for more and more and more positive ways to be more confident. And again, the things come from the people we associate and what we put our mind to. So that's the other thing I would like to say. We are all product of what we listen, what we hear, and what we, all around us.
Yes.
So I will challenge anybody listening to me and you this morning, or afternoon or evening, to be more confident. Please, please, please feed your mind. And again, I say that the best people who you can learn from is Mr. YouTube and Mrs. Google. I just gave them
They're
the
right.
gender.
I think they're married to each other at this point.
Mr. YouTube, okay, Mr. And then Google, that's Miss Google, just put the word how to gain confidence. Oh my
Uh-huh.
gosh. Or why confidence is important. and how can I change my thinking to be more confident. It's amazing what we'll get back.
I love it. I love it. Vinney, thank you so much for your information today. Guys, this is Mr. Smiles and Alicia DeBrow. We're signing off for our Motivation Power Talk. And today we were talking about, confidence and how to build confidence and what to do. This was a great podcast, Vinney. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And then, guys, all the information will be here in the show notes. You can check out his #1 international best-selling book, his website. You can text learn to 474747, and also you can invest with him with 2020 if you text that.
Yep.
And all that information will be here in the show notes. So until next week, Vinney, I hope you have a good one.
Thank you, Alicia. Look forward to seeing you next week, guys. Again, please comment, like, share.
Like and share
it. We are all over the internet. Share it to some people who you think might like to learn and be more confident, or some of the other topics that we explore each and every week for you. And please tell us if you would like us to talk about certain things that you are going through in your life. We would love to do that. Thanks again. Thanks for watching us and sharing and liking us.
All right, guys. Till next week.
Bye-bye. See you next week.
Be sure to listen to Mr. Smiles next week with more golden nuggets and top-notch coaching tips. You can reach him by going to VinneyChopra.com. Be sure to like, comment, and share to show everyone how Mr. Smiles has brought your apartment syndication business to the next level.